I think hunting means a lot of different things for many different people. For some, it is a pastime, which involves donning a red coat and perhaps having a glass of champagne before running around fields after a fox for a lovely afternoon.
A major breach of security in the House of Commons. Demonstrators disrupt the MPs' debate over the hunting bill and reach the floor of the chamber.
Outside Westminster, a pro-hunt demonstration turns ugly as campaigners clash with police. We heard it described as unknown, this protest in the 20th century. We heard another member say, not since Charles I have we had such an invasion.
I don't think this is anything to do with the rights and wrongs of the debate about hunting. Nobody, but nobody, whatever their views, should behave like that.
We are all prepared to go to prison if necessary because we believe so strongly that this law is unjust.
The ayes to the right, 356. The noes to the left, 166. The ayes have it. Unlocked.
Where a ban has been enforced for some time now, that many of those hunts have continued. In fact, the majority of them have continued, and there they simply hunt with dogs and then the fox is shot.
We monitor fox hunts. We'll go out into the field and we'll disrupt, not sabotage, an illegal fox hunt. Our main priority is saving wildlife, and if we can gather footage to get a conviction, we'll do that too, but our aim is for saving foxes. So we go around the northeast hunts. We do try to hit multiple hunts, but we tend to stay on the same one at the moment because we're having a good impact on their illegal activities.
Don't video me, please. I don't want to be videoed.
I'm just videoing your horse.
No, I don't like being videoed.
Well, can you get your horse away from me? I need to do it for protection because you're getting awfully close to me with your horse. Well, remove your horse away from me and I'll put the camera down.
The Hunting Act undoubtedly needs strengthened significantly. They're not actually breaking the law until they're pursuing a fox. Obviously, intention has to be proved as well. How can you prove what's in someone's mind? So there's a lot of issues with it, but I think some of the key issues is the lack of knowledge on the part of the police, or even interest on actually enforcing the law. I mean, the Hunting Act itself is quite difficult to enforce, but there's plenty of other legislation that they break, such as assault, public order offences, and they're easy to enforce. It's easy, the police can turn up, arrest them, take them away, but they don't do it.
Well, get the fucking cameras off then.
It basically gives them a green light and a free rein to just continue and continue. They've been breaking the law for 15 years. The only way really is an outright ban.
For us, the footage we need to actually get any kind of conviction is you need the fox in the same shot as the hounds and the huntsman. It has to be all in the same shot in one clip so that we can prove it hasn't been edited, and the huntsman knows this, so he stays well back away from the pack, lets the pack carry on pursuing the fox, and you can't get him not calling the hounds away to call them back to him, and that's the difficulty.
Excuse me, gents, I don't suppose you'd fancy talking to us a bit about what you're doing today, or...?
No.
No?
I think you can see what we're doing.
Well, we might just trying to get an understanding of everything, I suppose. We're just making a documentary on this, essentially, really. So, trying to get both sides of the story, I suppose. But I understand if you'd rather not speak to us about it.
It's a very emotive subject. We're countrymen who this is our way of life, and how it's always been. And we go out in the countryside and we look after things with the countryside management. It's very important in the countryside. As far as city life goes, we don't come into the city until you let put zebra crossings and traffic lights. So we don't take kindly to people coming into the countryside and turns out in the countryside. It works both ways. At this point in time, the way the country is, with all the problems, phoning policemen to come out into the countryside to people trailing on land that they're allowed to go is absolutely disgraceful. And they're causing a lot of problems for the police especially, and they're well sick of it. We're following country traditions. It's always been like this. It's a community getting together and supporting things. It's a big social event. It's not about killing things at all. We don't go shooting them and things like that, or you know, it's what we care about. It's what we do. And killing isn't part of the game. Not at all.
Yeah, I think there's the assumption that it is all about hunting down a fox, you know what I mean? I think that's what a lot of people get.
That's how it's perceived. I agree. But that's not what it's about. At all.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes within hunts that people don't see, and that we don't even get to see unless we can get like hidden cameras in and things, you know, and like the raising of fox cubs to use as a bagged fox for on their big joint meets when they're trying to impress other hunts that are coming to hunt with them, and they'll release a bagged fox. Like all that goes on behind the scenes, and the police are not even aware of half of the stuff that goes on and are not interested. Many cases.
So. You can't do that. Sorry. You're not allowed to touch. You're on private property. You're not allowed to touch us.
Do not touch me.
Off you go then.
Do not touch me.
Hey. Don't get excited. I'm not. We're just asking you to move.
This is assault.
No, it's not assault.
Remove your hands. Please remove your hands.
Right, let's just show you 1 second.
It's the police's job to enforce the law. It's against the law, so and how can that be a waste of resources? If they put more resources into it, then it would actually save, as I said earlier, save resources in the long term. They actually stopped it and did whatever they could to stop it. So how can saving an animal's life, upholding the law of the land that we all have to abide by, how can that be a waste of resources?
They'll turn their back on the big sports like fox hunting, stag hunting, and that is because the higher up you go in activities like that, the closer you become to people like police and judges and magistrates. So it's like they take care of the little people, get them prosecuted, and when it comes to somebody who has a little bit of influence, they're not interested.
Get back to him! Come on, brother, do you look like a kid?
We use horn calls, so we'll mimic the huntmaster's horn calls to the hounds, and we'll do the opposite call that he's doing. So if he's trying to call the hounds in, we'll try and hunt them on. And likewise, if he's trying to hunt them on because they're on the line of a fox, we'll try and call them in, and that works really, really well. There's many a time we take the full pack off them, and it'll take them half an hour to round them back up again, which stops them fox hunting. And we use citronella. This is our chemical that they say that burns the horse's eyes and causes the hounds great discomfort, but it is a natural substance. We mix a few drops with water. If a fox crosses our line, we'll spray the fox's scent so that the hounds can't pick up on it. And it's used in the equestrian world for keeping flies off horses in a much stronger
so
mixture
sort of environmentally friendly
than what we use it for. So that is another great tool. And we use the gizmo, which I haven't got because it's in our other vehicle. The gizmo is a loudspeaker with the sound of the hounds in cry, and we'll put that on when the pack is in cry, and it'll confuse them thinking that there is another pack chasing a fox, and it'll bring them to that sound and gives the fox a good chance to get away.
You're also following a fox. Call your hounds off it. Get the fuck out!
What are they hunting?
What are they hunting? What are they hunting? It's your fox, it's your hound music. What are they hunting? Look, Greg, listen to them. It's your recording, Greg.
You heard them loud and clear.
Greg, it's your recording. What are they hunting here?
We heard them.
They were in cry before we even got here.
Here.
They were in
They're hunting
cry
a
when
trail.
We were right down
Oh,
there. So you tell me what they're hunting.
Oh, Greg, come on. You look like a good lad. Don't make me laugh.
So it covers up the smell of any like animal trails, so hares, foxes, rabbits, or anything like that. So it throws the dogs off the scent. So we'll try and cover as much as we can to try and throw them off.
The hound, yeah.
That fence has all got low level. In the morning, you just see the people outside on the horses having a drink of sherry and that, and all the public coming out to cheer them on. They don't see this side of it. They don't see the hounds and the terriers and the blood and that. Well, cubbing season before the season even starts, when they dig out the fox cubs, throw them to the hounds, you know, to sort of get a taste of blood, the young'uns. And then they say what would happen if it stopped, what would happen to all the hounds. These hounds get shot when they're 5 or 6 years old anyway. They don't all go to good homes, you know. They're just numbers to them. They're not even animals. Makes you sick.
Poor thing. Where's Papa the dog?
You notice, especially at the meetings, just how malnourished they are.
Exactly.
And they starve the hounds before any hunts, so they're bloodthirsty. So they've got more motivation to go and try and catch it for some food.
You don't see a lot when they're outside the pub first thing in the morning with their red coats and drinking their sherry and that. Sorry, I thought I saw it earlier.
And a hare.
I saw the fox.
Yeah, fox went that way, the hare's gone that way.
Which way did the fox go?
That way.
Oh.
Hare that way.
Well, I think they've gone
straight down.
I think they've gone that way, so they missed it.
Well, there's one up the railway. It's the woods, so if we're here, and then straight ahead, the woods there
Yeah,
is
that's
that,
it.
and it's next to School Lake.
School Lake.
So
who saw the fox? Did you both see the fox?
I missed it.
You saw it?
Right, so...
So you've probably seen us about with the cameras. We're just doing a documentary on this whole thing. We thought we might come over and see if we could have a chat with you guys and see if you were maybe interested in talking to us about it, I suppose.
It's what?
If you were maybe interested in talking to us about it, I suppose. I mean, just the whole...
What's going on?
Yeah. I mean...
In terms of what? Trail hunting?
Yeah.
Just like your opinion on it?
Best thing you can do, go and get a fucking job. Simple as.
I don't think
well,
it's
they have the
bro.
right to say and do what they want, don't they? As long as they don't interfere with everybody.
Yeah. And they don't call the hounds on the road like we've seen them do.
Yeah. Or spray them.
Yeah, with
or
whatever
spray
they
a
got in the
horse,
bottles.
or spray a child.
Yeah, with whatever they got in the bottles.
Well, you know, like people go to community centres, this is the way that people in the countryside keep tabs on each other during the winter time, and particularly elderly people who live on their own. This is one of the ways of doing it, and we do things like breakfast clubs for the older men and so on like that. It's about children growing up with values for the countryside. It's about respect, and it's their interpretation, our interpretation of how we look after the environment.
Right.
You know, we'll do hedge lane for people.
Have you got ID and proof of the documentary that you're making?
Have we got ID?
Yeah.
I've got my ID on it.
I mean, I've got it, but why would I need to provide ID? Just out of curiosity, what would you want?
I don't know. That's just what I've been asked to ask you.
I mean, I'm happy to give my name.
The lady who's the hunt secretary.
All right.
So you've got ID, you have got ID.
Yeah.
Have got ID, but don't see why you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay?
Like, he's really passionate about conservation and the environment. I mean, how do you feel when it is a fox that essentially gets caught, whether intentional or by accident or...
Oh yeah, that's okay.
I don't know who it is. Hello. Hiya.
Was that you being told off for having a chat with us on the phone there, or...?
Yeah, well, that's my choice. It's not anybody else's choice.
Well, can I say that I've been hunting since I was 9-year-old, and I've never seen fox killed. And that was even when it was legal.
Our biggest problem with foxes is, because we come from a farming background, is have you seen the devastation they cause at certain times of years? And we used to have 3 lots of poultry, and they went in and they killed every single poultry in the place. Well, that was my grandma's living, that was my grandma's living. And that's the difference between, you know, people not understanding that you have an income to make, and you have an income to make in the city, but we have an income to make out in the real wild world. Well, foxes get killed on the road, they get shot by people with night scopes, and that's what happens to the majority of them. I'm friends with a gamekeeper, and in a week he shot 45. And that's what he's paid to do. He's paid to keep the vermin off the land, to bring in the income that's required to keep it as that, and not a Tesco's car park or a Tesco's supermarket.
All the team put themselves in danger each and every week that they come out. It just goes to show like how dedicated the teams are to come out and face some of the things that we faced, especially like you say on New Year's Day, when the hunt had a lot of support out that were young lads just coming out just to cause trouble, using catapults to throw stones or bankers or whatever it was, and ended up smashing our window. Coming in front of the car, I got T-packed in off 3 cars. One stopped in front of us at the side and at the back, and they jumped out their vehicles, banging on the roof and things like that. And you get chased around, you get ridden at by horses, you get whipped. So they're not just putting us at risk, they're putting themselves and their families at risk, and other road users especially, with hounds crossing busy motorways to chase after a fox, and then hounds are getting knocked over and killed, and that's putting motorists in danger. We've had hounds run out in front of a bus before, and the bus had to literally brake, and everybody on it seeing this fox being chased by hounds just was like totally disgusted.
Obviously they're hunting, they need to kill a fox. It takes priority over anything else. Any road users, any members of the public, their needs take priority. They don't care whose lives they put at danger and at risk, as long as they can achieve what they want to achieve. Even though awareness is rising, who aren't familiar that it is actually going on and do genuinely believe the trail hunt myth, and that they are actually genuinely trail hunting. You know, there's a lot of people, so it's, you know, it's really getting out there that they're actually not.
They used to string up bloody witches, and we used to have slavery and all this kind of stuff that, like, over the years has been deemed to be barbaric and such, and so is fox hunting, and that's why it should be in the history books and all this. It's a way of life. It's crap, it's just a guise for wanting to murder things.
Two sides will never agree, but that's irrelevant. The rights and wrongs, the morality are completely irrelevant. It's illegal, they're breaking the law, simple as that.
Stop killing my foxes and my wildlife. That would be my message to you, is to find something else, something that helps people, something that gives back to the community, that doesn't involve torturing an animal and chasing it until it's exhausted. I'm sorry, but that's not just your wildlife, it's my wildlife as well. And I'll protect it, and I'll make it my way of life protecting it.
Okay. You're committing aggravated trespass.
I'm not aggravating anything.
It's aggravated trespass.
It's not aggravated at all. Sorry.
You're armed with a noxious substance. Water. It's against the law.
It isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
Well, the police are on the way.
Great. We'll go the footpath.
And I've asked you.
Thank you.